Hey, how's it going? Little Bear here, and welcome to A Witch's Word. It's saying headphones are recommended, so we're good. Playing full screen. Got it. This is a game I found on itch.io that is a name your own price sort of game where they don't outwardly tell you to pay for the game, but they accept like donations and stuff. That's what most of the games that I find are, and a lot of the time they're really well made. So let's see what this is all about. It was really loud. You sold your firstborn child to a witch years ago to save your mother from a deadly disease. Since then, you've been less than successful in the dating world. If you don't find a mate soon, the witch will never get her part of the bargain. That actually sounds like a pretty good strategy. You know? I mean, you can get married and stuff, and live a life happy and full of love, but just don't ever have a child. It shouldn't surprise you when she shows up at your door one day with a stern expression. My dear, we must talk about your deal. Though she looks no older than you, the very air around her tingles with power. You can't argue. You get her situated at your kitchen table with a cup of tea before you try and explain. I've tried, I really have, I'm just bad at this. I'm not cruel, she cuts in with a bemused little laugh. I won't force you to procreate with someone you don't want to be with. I'm merely here to help you towards happiness. And it seems you could use the help. Blind dates arranged by a witch? How did your life come to this? Well, you say hesitantly, I guess it couldn't hurt. The witch's pleased smile reminds you of the curl of a cat's tail before it pounces. So, she starts with a clap of her hands, let's find you a man. Sure. Elias, the bookbinder, Trevor, the writer, Arthur, the bladesmith. Ooh, let's go for the bladesmith. You meet him at his workshop. He is broad-shouldered and dark-skinned, with an intense gaze that meets yours directly, but his smile is warm, and his hand is gentle when he takes yours. You look exactly like she described you, he says with a laugh. 1. She didn't tell me much about you, but it's a pleasure to meet you. 2. I can't tell if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'll take the compliment. I like the second one. I'm sorry we had to meet at the workshop. I don't get much of a chance to step away these days. With business what it is, not that I was much of a socializer before, he adds, with a slightly embarrassed expression. I'm not much of a people person myself. I mean, I have a witch setting me up on these dates. You get a laugh out of him at that. True enough. Maybe we're a matched set. Would you like to sit outside and have a bite to eat? I brought a little something. A picnic sounds perfect. How quaint. A picnic sounds perfect. You talk. He is serious about his work, serious about life, serious about starting a family. But he smiles easily when you tell tales about your mother, and laughs freely when you make a particularly good joke about old mages and pantaloons. When it's time to leave, he gives you a hand up with a faintly embarrassed expression, and you think vaguely about kissing him. You visit the workshop often, spend hours watching him work, trading stories from your past and idly discussing the future. You manage to coax him out of his workshop and over to your house. Your mother is helplessly charmed. Then comes the conversation you have been dreading. I have something I need to tell you. It's time we talked about the future. I got a little something I need to tell you. Yeah, if we ended up, being like a thing, and we have children and stuff, yeah, this witch that set me up on the dates, yeah, she's gonna take the kid, the first one. We can have other kids, right? He puts down his tools carefully, giving you his full attention. Yes? You tell him of the witch, of your bargain, of its price, of your debt. His face is stormy. Children are not currency. I had little choice, a life for a life. It could have been mine. I would have paid that price. He is still frowning. I want to have children, a family, with you. Whoa there, buddy. Whoa. We just met. Slow down there. You put your hand on his, and we will. This is only a detour on the way to starting our family. There would be more children if he wants them. I just want to pay my debt. Yeah, we'll go with the first one. He lets out a breath, and then turns his hand to hold yours. It is difficult, but I understand the importance of keeping your word and paying your debts. And when this is done, we can get on with the rest of our lives. I didn't know we were already. I thought we would have gotten to go and talk to the other people. But, sure. You marry that spring, and a baby comes fast on its heels. With your mother's wisdom and your husband's support, you navigate the difficult months until your daughter arrives. She is beautiful with his dark skin and your eyes, but she cries oddly and does not eat enough, her little chest struggling for each breath. You send for a healer. You are not surprised when the witch shows up instead. I hear congratulations are in order, she says, as she leans over to peer at the bundle in your arms, face soft. But she is very sick. You ask, is there any way to help her? The witch looks up at you, gaze steady but kind. There is no small illness. Your healers will not be able to save her. If I take her with me, she will be cared for, she will be taught, she will thrive. You look down at your daughter, frail and pained. You look across to your husband, who nods gravely. It must be done. Whatever gives her a chance at life, is there no other way? But she just said that the healers wouldn't be able to save her. So, whatever will give her a good life. The witch looks gravely. I'm sorry, I know this is hard, but I also know this is the only way to save her. She waits patiently while you both say your goodbyes. When you transfer the sleeping bundle to the witch's arm, when she smiles down sweetly at her new charge, you can't help but ask, will we see you again? That depends on you, the witch answers. That's some cryptic, knowing smile back in place. She brushes a comforting hand to your cheek, words seeming to curl directly from her chest to yours. She will be more than healthy, she will be powerful. And then they are gone. A witch's word is good. You can't shake that feeling that all of this could have gone differently. Maybe better? Ooh, we do get to do the other options. Let's do it. Let's go for Trevor, the writer. A pale man with dark hair and a soft smile waits for you at a table in the corner. After brief instructions, he wastes no time jumping in, leaning back in his chair with a smirk. Just to warn you, I don't read menus. I've taken the liberty of ordering for us both already. Okay. They didn't have my preferred cut of boar, which I honestly can't believe. But I think I came up with something that should be decent. I spent a little time traveling, so I guess you could say I'm a bit of a food snob. Oh, do you cook? I actually really like cooking. I love to travel. I hope to get to do more soon. Yeah, let's go for the traveling one. He jumps in immediately. Oh gods, you have to travel. You really can't understand the world without seeing it. You know, people think it's impossible to travel cheaply and easily, but all you really have to do is... A waitress approaching the table interrupts his rapid-fire story. She sets 2 plates of colorful seafood down and asks if you've decided on a wine preference. Well, he prompts you, come on, sweetie. I can't make all the decisions for us. I don't like this guy. Just throwing that out there, he's kind of a butt. You tell the waitress your wine preference, then turn to your food. It's a colorful assortment of seafood that looks appetizing, but unidentifiable. Can I at least know what's in this? He laughs. Just try it. I guarantee you'll like it. I spent some time on the western coast and got a real taste for seafood. Just gonna go for the dots. You nod along, glancing away. Look at me, he insists with a laugh. Don't look there, look at me. Okay. You look back towards him with an unimpressed smile, shoveling a bite of food in your mouth. The faster you eat, the faster you can leave. That's what I'm thinking too there. So, you ask, what do you do? Oh, I'm a writer. He leans back, satisfied to have your attention. It's a difficult job. Involves a lot of introspection and inner work. And, really getting to the truth of things. Oh boy. Well, that's interesting. What kind of things do you write about? Oh, I'd love to read. ... Yeah, we're gonna go with the dots. Well, I doubt my work is anything you're likely to read. I'm deep into universal stories about identity and feelings of alienation. Right. Like what? Well, right now I'm working on a story about a scholar who is hitting middle age and feeling unsure about his direction in life. He's always felt a little different, like he just doesn't quite fit in with ordinary people. Until he meets a vibrant, beautiful female apprentice who really helps him understand himself. You're drinking. Heavily. He continues without waiting for a response. Have you ever dated a writer? It's a unique experience. No, I can't say that I have. You respond. He's barely listening, though, as he leans over and snaps his fingers in the direction of a passing waitress. Side note, don't do that. I absolutely hate it. I don't work, I've never been a waiter myself, but I have family who does that bull crap, and it irks on my ever-loving nerves. I can't even imagine how a waiter or a waitress would feel. Do not snap your fingers at someone working anywhere, really. It's just rude. When she stops by the table, he gestures between you. Don't you think we make an attractive couple? You choke on a sip of wine. You share a glance with the waitress. You laugh disbelievingly. I'm gonna share a glance. I'm sorry. I'm so glad you're a higher quality date than my last few. No offense, but I just don't understand what's up with women nowadays. Just like my last date, God, she ate an entire tart and then asked for a bite of mine. Just, ew. Well, this was going nowhere good. You know you're frowning, but you can't imagine what you're supposed to say in response to that. You just want to get through this date to show the witch you tried. But I mean, seriously, he continues. Blithely? You don't know how hard it is out here for us guys. Women are so crazy nowadays. Maybe it's because so many guys are such jerks. Really? Really? Is it because guys are jerks? Tell me more. But it seems like assholes get all the dates anyway. And then nice guys like me get stuck with the crazies. Oh, you're stuck with the crazies. Oh, Trevor. I know. Bitches are so crazy, right? Like, how crazy would it be if I just stood up right now and left you sitting here? Haha, I guess I'm a crazy bitch. Wow. You can't seem to say anything else. Wow. You put down your wine glass, put your napkin on the table, and walk out without another word. I gotta go with the first one. That's great. The second you make it out of the restaurant, the witch appears at your side. Nicely done, my dear. That's the last time I take suggestions from Glinda. Really? Game developers? Okay. With a gentle hand on your shoulder, she assures you, At least there are other options. We'll find you someone better. A witch's word is good. That definitely could have gone differently. Maybe better? Let's see, we've got one more guy. Elias, the bookbinder. You round the corner to find the town square packed full of people and wares. Market days are always a fun time to visit. You find the fountain where you have agreed to meet easily. But it is a long stretch of sun-baked cacophony before a man approaches you. I thought you'd changed your mind, you quip gently. He is a willowy man with hair like a daisy and a shy face. He speaks softly. Oh, no way, it's just been a while since I did this. You haven't been going out? Not since my wife died. Oh, that's so sad. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's alright. It's been a few years and the hurt heals a little every day. He offers you his arm and you walk together around the market stalls, exchanging introductions. After a while you say, "So, what do you think so far of the whole getting out thing?" "So far, it's alright. I like it. I'm just a little surprised." "Why? What did you expect?" "No, it's not you. I'm just surprised at how nervous I am." You laugh. Me too. Don't be. I don't do this very often either. Gonna laugh. Yeah. Really? At least now we know that much about each other. The witch must have had some reason to think this would work. That piques your interest. I guess you've known her a while, huh? He shakes his head. I don't know her at all. She helped my village with a pixie problem we had when I was a kid. How do you know her? How to answer that? Your silence makes him stop walking, and he turns to you with an embarrassed gesture. Oh, God. That's a pretty personal question, isn't it? I'm sorry. It's okay, but maybe we can talk about that some other time. I made a deal with her. I'm still paying off the debt. Think we're gonna mention the deal? We're not gonna mention what the debt is quite yet. The silence is awkward, but he just smiles and nods down the street. Could I interest you in some lunch at my favorite cafe? You smile back. Yes. It's a great day for a little walk and some lunch. The meal has been served among comfortable small talk when he leans forward, suddenly intent. I know I'm not the most interesting person, he admits with an endearing blush, but I try to be a good one. There are worse ways of living, you smile. So, tell me about yourself. The conversation flows for an hour, sharing details of their lives and interests. If it's not earth-shattering, it is easy and comfortable, and you both leave with smiles. The day is followed by another, and another, and another. Each as sweet and simple as the last. Hours spent in warm company. Eventually, he asks you to marry him. Yeah, let's go for it. The months pass in happiness and the pleasant work of building a home. But as months turn into a year, it seems that, despite your efforts, a baby is not forthcoming. A year to the day after your wedding, a knock sounds on your door. It is the witch with a small basket in her hands and that same knowing smile on her face. I've come to check on your progress, and if you're willing, to give you a little help. She offers the basket. Some potions of fertility to give you a little boost. And I've got some tips on how to ensure you conceive, if you'd like to be sure you're doing it right. I think we're good on that. We're doing just fine, but I'll gladly take the potions if it will help. Yeah, we're gonna go with that first option. Before you can get out another word, the witch nods in satisfaction and disappears in a cloud of vaguely sweet-scenting... I don't know why I chose to play a game that's strictly reading, because we know how I am about reading, but so far it's nice. and disappears in a cloud of vaguely sweet-scented smoke. The next year still doesn't bring a child, but it does bring the witch back on the same day. She is bearing a basket of potions, and after you agree to try them, you manage to convince her to stay for dinner. She is pleasant, enthralling company, and the night is over too quickly. Oh, what? Oh, I did. Ooh. This time gently glowing purple. Stories of speaking to the tree spirits wedged between pearls of wisdom and attentive listening, and the night is over too quickly. The next year, there is no baby, but there is the witch who stays for hours and regales you with tales of traveling and adventures in kelpie husbandry. I think I said that word right. I honestly have no idea. I've never seen that word in my life. She has more stories than seems possible for someone her age, more than would fit in a lifetime. The year after, there is no baby, and there is the with who, what? But there is the with who brings a special goblin brewed wine. Oh, I think that's supposed to be witch. But there is the witch who brings a special goblin brewed wine that has the three of you seeing colors and laughing well into the night. She leaves you with nasty smelling elixirs for the next morning and a split-second hug. I'm gonna leave the, I didn't know I could click on those words and you'd get more of the story, but I'm gonna leave that for you guys to go and play this game. I'll leave a link in the description, and you can go, and I think it says that there are 4 different endings. I'm gonna assume that this is our third, that this will be like the third ending, and you guys can go read whatever extensions to the story there are and try and find that last ending. When 5 years have passed, there is no baby, but there is the witch. You greet her with a delighted smile, and she greets you by taking your hands between hers and saying, "It's over, dear." What? What's over? But we are still trying. What? What's over? The witch shakes her head, but her smile is fond. "I'm sorry, my dear, but I'm afraid children are not in you and your husband's destiny. But how will I repay you?" Does this mean you're going to take back what you gave me? Yeah, how will I repay you? She pats your hand fondly. You made a good effort to repay what you owe. Now it is my choice to forgive that debt. Go and be happy. Thank you. We are free now. Thank you, but you can still visit. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you have important magic stuff to do, you stutter, but, well, you're always welcome here. A slow smile. I'll have to take you up on that. A witch's word is good. You can't shake the feeling that all of this could have gone differently. Maybe better? Wait, this all seems familiar. You look up at the witch. Have we done this before? She smiles slowly. Ah, so you're starting to remember. You huff in frustration, but you find yourself returning her smile. Are these my only options? Is this the way it has to be? Her eyes spark, and she leans forward keenly. Perhaps there are other options. Perhaps there are things you're only now beginning to see. You feel a shift, unconsidered possibilities forming at the edge of your mind. What do you want? You think you know, but you are unsure if it's possible. With a deep breath, you look at the witch in the eyes and offer her your hand. She looks startled for the first time you can remember, but her smile says she's been hoping for this. She takes your hand. You have to ask, "But what about my debt? But what about our deal? What about my debt?" She smiles and uses your clasped hands to pull you gently closer. I wanted a student who would eventually become a partner, an equal, someone to show all the hidden secrets of this world, someone to set free. In her eyes, you see fires and forests. You cannot look away. Now I can have that, she continues, if you want it. You feel yourself shiver. I want it. She leans in further to murmur the promise against your skin. You will be more than alive. you will be powerful. The promise is thrilling, but one thing matters more, and we'll do it together. She looks at you like you're a revelation, leans in to brush her lips to yours. Together. A witch's word is good. And aww. Aww. Oh, that was cute. Aww. That was really well made. For just a simple, like, story game of, like, you've only got a certain amount of options. That was really well done. And like I said a few minutes ago, I'm gonna leave the link to this game in the description, and you can go back through and click on those words that I didn't know that you can click on until later in the game, and you can go and read the full story to yourself and see what happens if you pick options that I didn't pick, or if you just do things differently. But major credit to these guys who made the game. This is really well done, and I really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!